Hello everyone, welcome to PassionWaterTarot. My name is Mama Dude, and today is Missing Person Monday. Missing Person Criminal Case Monday. Okay, so everything about generalized readings you're going to find down in the description box. And some information about these missing person readings too. If you have any questions, concerns, or would like to order a private reading separate from a missing person reading, please email me at PassionWaterTarot@gmail.com. Never ever, under any circumstances, will I take payment of any sort for any missing person or criminal reading. Alright? These are gifts from Spirit. So, thank you all for your support. Thank you for everything that you do to help grow this channel. And if you haven't had the opportunity yet, please take the moment and go right down there and click subscribe. Then click the notification bell so that you receive notifications when future readings are uploaded and available. Now, before I start talking about this first reading, let's invite Holy Spirit, Spirit Guide, angels, and ancestors to come into this reading with love and light, to provide the highest level of clarity to those receiving messages, and ask that chakras be open to allow those messages to be received with ease. Okay, so this first reading is going to be, excuse me, regarding Gabrielle Petito. She's been silenced. That's why I'm coughing. I'm having a hard time speaking for the reading. Somebody wanted to silence Gabby. She went by Gabby. She's a 22-year-old female, 5'5", blonde hair and blue eyes. She has Let It Be tattooed somewhere on her right arm and a tattoo of a triangle with flowers on her left arm. Now, she and her fiancé, Brian Landry's, left New York July the 2nd for a cross-country kind of trip in this van that they had equipped to stay at national parks. I can tell you now that Gabby was prevented from speaking up. Physically or mentally, she was absolutely restrained. Okay? So, for 2 months they're out there on the road. They're going from Monument Rocks to Colorado Springs, Grand Sand Dunes National, Zion National, Cedar Breaks. They're all over the place. And August 13th they end up in Mohi, Utah. Somewhere around that time. And the last time that she was seen checking out of a hotel in Salt Lake City with her fiance Brian on August 24th, her and Brian had a big display of emotions that turned physical to some extent. It's very unclear as to exactly how extensive it was. There was a third party that actually took the time to call 911 and request police involvement, and the body camera footage has been released, And it's noted that Gabby never stopped crying. And that Brian admittedly locked her out of the van. And she admittedly forced her way in. I'm led to believe, with her extreme response to being locked out of the van, I'm led to wonder, I'm led to question, had he, during this trip or the 2 years they had been together, had he left her places before? Had he done this to her? To isolate her? To force her to behave in the manner that he wanted her to? So that she responded only with what made him happy? Lots to question there, because she really had a extreme reaction to him locking her out of the van. As almost a PTSD response of, oh hell no, we're not doing this again. So her last phone call to her family was August 25th. Now it's kind of common, especially during this trip, that they wouldn't hear from her for a few days because of spotty phone coverage. Whew, I'm a camper, I'll tell you. You really have stinky coverage. I mean, I live right here at the lake. Literally, the beach is right here. I can't see my camera. I don't know if you can see me pointing, but the beach is right here. I mean, literally like 2 minutes walk out my front door and we're standing on a beach of the lake. And there's no phone service. There's no phone service inside my house because of how close I am to proximity of the Corps of Engineer property. So I have to live on Wi-Fi, right? So her not being in contact every day, or even every 2 or 3 days, was not uncommon. But suddenly, it was more than 2 weeks. And then, bombshell. September the 10th. Her dad, Gabby's dad, it's on police reports, had an encounter at Brian's parents' home, where Brian and Gabby lived at for about a year together before this trip. And the police were called out, of course. Because it's an open investigation, the reports are very shaded. You can't see what really happened. But the next day, Gabby was reported missing. And it's kind of find out that Brian has been back from the trip since about September the 1st. With the van, but no Gabby. Yeah, that's a big bombshell right there. Well, let's throw in another one. Brian has lawyered up. He will not speak to the police. He will not speak to the media. Nothing. Then Friday night, September 17th, I'm watching live on YouTube a channel out of Florida who's doing a live feed because the police are now at Brian Landry's family's home and they've entered it. And you watch them on the feed, they go out and they go through this Mustang. Some people, I didn't rewind it. I should have. say that they took a phone out of it because the police did not have Gabby's phone. Her phone is still MIA along with Gabby. So where's Gabby? Where is Gabby, Brian? At what point, Brian, will you tell the truth? So, last night it came to surface that the family, this was much later during the night whenever it came out, that the family hasn't seen him since Tuesday. Well, it's not a big house. It's just a regular old stick and bricks. Nothing fancy. Nothing special. Where's Brian? Has he gone back to get Abby? Has he been in contact with her? Has he gone to move evidence? Is he in hiding? Well, we know he hasn't been arrested yet, although he should be, if nothing else, but for abandoning a person in the middle of nowhere. I know there's probably no law against that, but it just, such poor decision-making skills here. Is he on the run? Is he even in this country? Is that why they gave him 72 hours before they notified the police? When will this family give answers to bring justice to Gabby? Let's ask Spirit what's going on. Spirit guide, angels, and ancestors, what can you tell us regarding Gabby and her trip across the country with her fiance, Brian? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? A broken heart. Something bad. Something heavy. Something very devastating. What's the challenge to that? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody being unstable, ungrounded. We have one person with a broken heart. One person with their heart bleeding. One person with injuries. One person who has been, and Spirit is guiding me, they've been stabbed. They've been cut. They've been, they're injured by somebody who was unstable, ungrounded. Somebody who couldn't hold their shit together. Why did it happen? What was the bottom line in it? The Seven of Swords in reverse. Didn't want the truth to come forward. Wearing a mask. Pretending to be somebody they weren't. Living two lifestyles. And what happened in the recent past that brought that on? The King of Wands in reverse. I don't know Brian's birthday. I would not be surprised if he's an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. But this is all about the passion going out. A very rocky patch in a relationship. Seeing somebody's true colors. Recognizing that things weren't quite what they appeared to be on the surface. And what's the umbrella situation with this? Somebody wanted to end things. Somebody wanted to invest their energy in another direction. Finding that they were receiving attention from other people. That's a third-party situation. The potential for a third-party situation. Some drinking involved. Or something else that was altering perceptions. And what's going to happen in the near future? The King of Cups in reverse. Okay. So that's one of the partners walking away. Saying, no, I'm not, I'm done. I'm out. Later. I'm gone. Which is Brian. Leaving Gabby wherever she is. Somebody inflicted injuries on another because they weren't stable. They weren't grounded. They weren't balanced. They didn't want the truth to come out. They were trying to hide that they were living two lives simultaneously. There were secrets that came out about that. Yeah. Ooh, Gabby found out what was going on. She researched it. She thought about it. Ooh, she was absolutely investigating to see what was her best plan. Justice in reverse. 9 of Swords. The Ace of Swords. The 9 of Wands. The Hierophant. The 2 of Wands. The High Priestess in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. Okay, so there was a recognition that things were not as they should be. There was a lot of fussing and feuding. A lot of differences of opinion that created a lot of anxiety and worry, concern. Some restless nights. There were threats of harm. Feeling very isolated from your support system. Gabby felt very isolated, alone. felt very governed by her traveling partner, and that she had to do things his way or the highway for her safety. And then there was the climax. That's the High Priestess in reverse. Not making a wise decision, revealing true colors, causing harm, covering up with that curtain, that pomegranate curtain. As if in a burial. Behind a rock. And the Knight of Wands runs away, leaving Gabby alone as the Queen of Pentacles. A very vibrant, beautiful being. Spirit, where was Gabby and Brian whenever Brian harmed Gabby? I know that you're telling me that Brian harmed Gabby, but let me ask, go back, Spirit. Temperance came out. This reading is more along the lines of for the healing, for the coming together of energies for healing, to place protection to locate Gabby, to bring Gabby back to her family and her friends, to bring justice. Did Brian harm Gabby, Spirit? Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, devastation, betrayal. Unexpected assault. Very intensive assault. Unable to protect yourself. No route to safety. Three of Pentacles in reverse. That's sad. That's really sad. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. Because the Three of Pentacles is normally about a committed relationship or taking a relationship to a higher level of commitment. And this is the end of a commitment. This is the end of a journey. This is the end of promises that were made. And the beginning of a new journey. I want clarification, Spirit, on that Ten of Swords, Three of Pentacles in reverse, and the Two of Wands. I hear at Gabby. I hear Gabby saying, my journey is done. Please find me. Please find me. My journey is done. Please find me. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. He did not put a lot of effort into hiding her. Behind a rock. Six of Swords, and the Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is Brian leaving the area quickly after the incident. And lawyering up, refusing to speak, refusing to tell the truth. Gabby's asking to be located. Gabby knows that she can be located easily. So, Spirit, where is Gabby? Can you guide us as to where Gabby is, please, Spirit? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? Once again, the wrapping of a blanket. The Sun in reverse. The Page of Pentacles. The Page of Cups in reverse. And the King of Swords. Wow. So, this was wrapping her up. Did it under the moonlight. Did not do it in the day. Didn't want to be seen by others as much. There's a message somewhere with details. They may want to search his room or any other place that he occupies routinely. He's not apologizing. He doesn't feel that he's at fault. He thinks that this happened because of what she did, not because of his choices. He's not taking responsibility for his actions. Where is Gabby, Spirit? The Six of Wands, near a campground. Near a populated area. Not a routinely populated area. This is an area that people like to visit. She's near there. It's like a community area. Three of Pentacles. Yeah. This is a spot that people come to enjoy. He didn't take her far from where it happened. Page of Swords is in reverse. He silenced her. He took away her voice because he felt that she was judging him by not agreeing with him. And he insisted to bring balance to the situation by removing her ability to contradict him. And the devil came out in him. His need for control, his anxiety, his worry. And he took advantage of this young lady that trusted him, that loved him. And he silenced her. Spirit God, angels and ancestors, do you have any other messages regarding Gabby Petito regarding this reading? Of course, Spirit does. The Hierophant, parents, police, investigators, FBI, the Chariot in reverse. Hold on, before I say that. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. are not looking at what's right in front of their face. There's evidence in front of their face that they're overlooking. They're not going into that rabbit hole, in other words, okay? And I'm well aware that they're trying to stay out of many rabbit holes, many theories, conspiracy theories and so forth, because social media can bring about such unnecessary drama when it comes to these cases. But there's somebody very experienced in these cases that's going to put their actions in motion regarding a search party. See the searchlight? That's a search party to find Gabby. And it's going to bring justice to the situation. It's going to bring things to calm shores. It's going to enlighten and release the burden and questions of what happened, when it happened, and how it happened. Now, Spirit Guide, Angels, and Ancestors, is there any other clarifying cards for this reading regarding Gabby? I got more questions, Spirit. Boy, howdy, do I have more questions. How many minutes are we at? 32. Alright. Good. We have several cards coming out here. We have the Four of Cups, and we have the Six of Cups. From the 4 to the 6. Okay. To locate Brian, they need to look in his past. That person that he's wanting to get attention from is somebody he's dealt with before. And this person is going to be able to lead and guide to Brian and possibly to Gabby as well. Ten of Pentacles, the Fool in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse, the Chariot in reverse. Yeah. The Petito family has been a very happy-go-lucky kind of family. Very supportive of one another. And this was absolutely, and is absolutely, a situation that they never expected to find their family in. They trusted Brian. And the level of betrayal that he would harm, desert, abandon Gabby is devastating in itself. And right now, they're at a loss. They're out searching Wyoming. They're absolutely out searching different states. Oops. Utah, Colorado. This family needs you to send love and light to them, as they are trying to find Gabby. And Gabby wants to be found. That's the big message from Gabby here. Find me. Find me. Bring me home. So, for all those invested in this reading. Nope. Sorry. Spirit wants me to ask the questions. My question is Brian alive? Did Brian disappear to cause harm to himself? Is Brian alive at this point, Spirit? Is Brian still on the face of this earth? Breathing. Once again, look into his past. Wow. Double confirmation. Hold on, I'm trying to open the camera. Double confirmation of that Six of Cups. There's somebody from Brian's past. That's somebody he grew up with, somebody he's known before, somebody he's dealt with before. A friend, a relative, a lover. They know where Brian's at. They know what Brian is doing. And that is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. Wow. They're not seeing a good outcome for Brian in this. Whichever route Brian chooses to take, it's looking very bad. But despite it all, every one of those outcomes is better than what he has done with Gabby and where he left her, where he abandoned her. So Holy Spirit, Spirit Guide, angels and ancestors, will there be justice brought to Gabby for this? We're keeping that one, and we're keeping that one. Ten of Cups is in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse. Yeah. Justice is a relative term. I want to clarify these. Ace of Wands and the Empress. Will there be justice for Gabby in this situation? Her family is broken, devastated. A part of their heart is missing without Gabby. They're angry, they're hurt, they're sad. But their memories of Gabby and how amazing she's always been and what a light of their life she's always been is very prominent, very beautiful. And holding on to her memory in such a positive manner is going to be justice. Will they find Gabby? Spirit, is Gabby in Wyoming? The Knight of Swords is in reverse. Whew. The Knight of Swords. Not going forth with the truth. Brian's not going to tell. Brian's not going to come forward with the truth, okay? He has everything within him to do the right thing. But what it's going to take is for other people. It's going to take a search party. And there will be a search party that locates Gabby. Friends, family, soul tribe, police, volunteers. They will be the ones who locate her. Brian's never going to give the information. Because Brian cannot admit to his part as the problem. That he silenced Gabby. So for Gabby, friends, family, and all those invested, including investigators and police, the card of romance for this reading is soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. What can I tell you as an intuitive reader about soulmates? They come in every form of life. Some are here for a short time, some are here for a long time. Some are here as lessons, and some are here as blessings. Gabby, why did I say Abby? Gabby really believed that Brian was her soulmate. And yes, Spirit's telling me he was. On a lesson level. Not a long-term level. Because he was wearing a false mask and he didn't want to do the dark shadow work that was needed to remove that mask. So the Archangel card for this reading is career transition. Is somebody just going into search and rescue? Is somebody going to, I would not doubt that somebody is going to be opening up a new program to help those whose loved ones are missing. More and more of those are needed to apply the resources to help locate these people. Archangel Samuel, your life's purpose is triggering a blessed career change. This could be for any friend, family, or others invested in this reading. That you're being called by Spirit to be more actively involved in helping locate missing loved ones, as well as providing and bringing forth a list and abilities of resources to the families and friends of those who are missing. Now let's ask for a card of advice. And I want to ask for this card from Spirit, because this reading is telling me, Spirit is telling me that Gabby is no longer with us on this earth. And many of us suspect that, but there's no evidence of that other than the time she's been gone with no contact and Brian's behavior. So I want to ask Spirit for a card of advice for all those invested in this reading from Gabby, from Spirit, Spirit Guide, Angels, and Ancestors. Okay? The Lady of the Gift. Generosity, receiving, and withholding. Can't remember the last time I've seen this card. It came out as an ally. Okay? Let me see if I can keep it from glaring. The Lady of the Gift brings the message of tithing. To be your ally, she requires you to look at nature and a method of your giving to others. The world is your church, and you only need to distribute 10% of your wealth to others to ensure that the flow continues. Yet this doesn't necessarily mean giving money away, nor does it imply a direct action. Sorry, just a moment. a direct action of charity, even though the tradition of tithing is material. In fact, the kind of tithing the lady asks of you isn't tangible or material at all. She's asking you to look at all human beings as important in the divine scheme of things and show others that you believe in them. Pay attention to how you treat people and be mindful of your perception, even of seemingly poor strangers. If you see others as successful and abundant and act as if you believe they have value, blessings all around are assured. Your belief in others has greater value than you could fathom. This alone guarantees your success long term. Remember that you can keep what you're willing to give. You can keep what you are willing to give. Isn't that beautiful? And I feel that coming from Gabby. She wants you to believe in yourself, believe in others, as she always believed. That your happiness is in the moment, that you're living it, in the here and now. All my love and light go out to Gabby, her family, her friends, and all those invested. That she would be located, that the person responsible would be held to justice, and those who have played a part in protecting this person also are held to justice. It may not be ending the way that they want it to, but that kind of was their family member's decision, wasn't it? Whenever you get ready to dance, you got to pay the band. It's time for Brian to speak up and tell the truth. And if anybody has any information, the FBI is absolutely investing in this case. Please contact the powers that be to give them any and all accurate information that you have. And if you're that person in Brian's past that knows where he's at, knows what he's doing, knows what he has done, knows where he left Gabby, please make that phone call. You can be anonymous. It may not be in your best bet, but you can be anonymous. Because Gabby needs to come home. I send all my love and light to everyone invested in this reading. Namaste.